Tackle Junkies, what's going on, everyone? Really appreciate you guys and gals for clicking on the video. This video I didn't really want to make, but I believe I need to make it just in case there are some of you guys that are going to order multiple rods from Japan. Okay, now I don't want you to think I'm making this video for like any kind of drama or anything like that. That's why I'm not even going to mention the company's name, okay? Because I'm not trying to blow them up in any way, okay? I will let you know. Let me just, I think I'm jumping ahead here. I didn't really think this out too well. I just wanted to sit down and make this video. So, I didn't think it out too well. I just wanted to do it and get it done. So I made a post on Facebook, my Tackle Junkie Facebook. If you're not following me over there, give me a follow. It was probably a few weeks ago, and I made the post. I ordered some Megabass rods, okay? So I ordered 4 of them. And not who I normally order from. I normally order from, and I've only ordered reels from these places. Japan Lure Shop, Digitaka. That's who I normally order from. Never had any issues, although I've only ordered reels from them. Still no issues, straightforward. What you see is what you pay. You get them in like 3 days. There's been times I've made a tackle warehouse order and ordered from Japan Lure Shop, and I got the order from Japan first. So shipping's fast, everything's on the up and up, no issues. Like I said, where I order these rods from is not those places. And again, I'm not going to mention who that is. But they are a legit place. I know guys, I've talked to guys, good buddy of mine on Instagram. We've never met, but I mean, just like a lot of you I talk to through messages and all that, I consider that dude a good friend of mine. And he's ordered at this place before and no issues. So again, I'm not really saying they have bad customer service or anything like that. I just had an issue, okay? But like I said, I ordered 4 Megabass rods from them, okay? Now I ordered, I don't know the dates. Again, I'm just kind of winging this. I ordered, and then I did cancel, I think the next day. So nothing was packed, nothing's been done, okay? And what had happened, I ordered, and I don't know how it happened, but PayPal, I think you have to go through PayPal. I think PayPal took it out of my checking account versus my card. And anything I do for like Tackle Junkie, I put on my card, and you know, I like the points and all that. Anyways, that's another story. But I wanted it on my kind of like my business card, and so I canceled that and made another order like immediately. Okay, so the biggest issue I think, or one of the biggest issues I had with this place was you really don't know the shipping cost until you make the order, okay? So I ordered 4 Megabass, what are they called? P5, the destroyer rods. Not the, is that what they're called? I don't even know what that's what they're called. That's real dumb. I feel like a dummy. Yeah, Megabass destroyer. Yeah, Dark Sleeper. I'm thinking they're sleep. Yeah, destroyer P5 rods. Okay, are what I ordered. And ordered 4 of those, which if you order those here at Tackle Warehouse, I believe after tax it was like over $2,100, okay? So after tax, $2,100 here at Tackle Warehouse. And guys, I do apologize if I'm jumping back and forth. Again, I'm just trying to wing this. So $2,100 here at Tackle Warehouse, over 21, I think it was like $2,136 if I would order those rods. And before you guys say anything, yes, that's very expensive for a rod, okay? I know it. But most of what you see me buy on this channel, I've sold something to buy something. That's how I do things on this channel. Very little, if any at all, the money that I make for like my day job, do I use for tackle. That money is for bills and goes in the bank. The money I make from Tackle Junkie is what I use for, you know, stuff you see on this channel, basically, okay? But when I bought those rods, I sold like 20 other rods to buy those 4 rods, okay? So I sold gear to buy gear, okay? So anytime you see like an influx of gear or whatever on this channel, I've sold something to buy that. So I know I don't owe you guys that explanation. A lot of you guys say that, but I feel like I should still tell you guys, because you know I don't think it's cool just to go out and spend thousands of dollars, drain your savings and all that. You know, I do have plans for everything that I buy on this channel. Okay. So anyways, ordered the 4, canceled the order, and then I made it the next day. But like I was saying, when you order, you don't really know the shipping costs up front. Now, I chose to spend 2K yen, okay, 2,000 yen per rod to have each rod in a PVC tube, okay? So 2K yen, and then they charge you a flat 3,600 yen, I believe, for shipping, okay? And then if you want to get the insurance, which I did as well, that depends on the price of the rods and all that. But I do believe the no, it wasn't 3,600. I think it was just the rods themselves. The rods themselves, the rod tubes, PVC tubes, and I think the insurance. I think at that point, I was like 1,230 USD. Okay, so pretty big difference, like 1,230 from Japan to over 2,100 here. I'm like, dude, this is a deal, right? So you go to checkout, I believe, then that's where you get hit there with the 3,600 yen for shipping. And then they said they'll email you if shipping is more, then you need to pay more. If it's less, they'll refund you. So when I made that first order, before I canceled, it said, I may pop it up on the screen, but I know for a fact, it said to go through DHL was around the range of 5K yen. FedEx was 9K yen. Okay, so 5 to 9,000 yen. Okay. So I canceled that order. Okay. But I knew the shipping cost right then. So I knew I either had to pay an additional 5 or 9,000 on top of the 3,600. Wasn't a big deal. So I made the next order. After I canceled that, I made the next order, and then shipping went from 5 to 9 to 19,240 yen. Okay, which I think that amounted to like, I don't know, 140 USD or something like that on top of the 3,600 that you already knew about. So I emailed them, never heard back of why the change. That's one thing about this company. It seems like they responded when it benefited them, but when I had questions or concerns, I didn't hear from them that well. Okay, so like I said, it went from 5 to 9,000 extra yen to 19,000 yen, and I may put the picture up on the screen here, but the very first time, you can even see when it says like either 5 or 9,000 yen, even the other numbers, that no, it doesn't make any sense. That's one issue I have with this place. Half of the numbers that I got, it's like, well, if you take that from that, it doesn't equal that. So it's like you never really knew, like I never felt like I knew what I was paying for, okay? So long story short, that order out the door shipped, and that's 4 megabass rods, each rod in a PVC tube, the insurance, 3,600 yen for shipping, and then the 19,240 yen for shipping. I think I was like 14, close to 1470 USD. Okay, so even then I'm thinking, well, 1,500 for 4 rods shipped, tackle warehouse, 2,100. Okay, so still, it's like I got a free rod. Pretty good deal. Okay, so like, all right. Now, I was already kind of leery just because, again, I didn't get great responses from them. If I were to have an issue, like if they were to slide one of those rods in the tube and a guide's bent or whatever, because anytime I get another rod from somebody else and I got a bent guide, it goes back. because you only have a few bends on those guides before it snaps off, right? So if I were to get one of these Megabass rods and the guide's bent or the epoxy's cracked or something, I've been pretty worried there. And I don't even believe you get a warranty with the rods. So that was something else I was kind of like sweating, right? So anyways, went through with it, $14.63 or just $1,500, whatever, for the 4 rods. Pretty excited, getting a good deal here. So got notification, they shipped, great. So went through DHL because they said DHL was cheaper, okay? So then DHL hits me with duties and taxes, okay? Which I was not aware of, okay? And this could be just dumb on my part, that I should have looked into it more. It's kind of basically what they told me. You know, I don't think they were as polite as they could have been. I guess they're just straightforward, really. But basically, it was my fault for not knowing about the duties and taxes, okay? Now, I do believe when you order from Japan, it's discussed, from what I've been told, it's discussed who pays the duties and taxes. DHL said they had already denied it. They didn't make me aware of it, and I just had to pay it. Okay, so I got a bill, I don't know if I already told you or not. So I got a bill from DHL for over $400 for duties and taxes. So that puts my almost 1,500 USD to 1,900. I'm like, deal's not so good anymore, right? Because you can get little discounts here and there on Megabass. So, you know, I can, at that point, I can already get those rods cheaper here. I was like, yeah, this isn't a good deal. 1,900, I'm not liking it. So I asked DHL, well, why am I getting charged these duties and taxes? Because again, I wasn't aware of it. Again, it could be just because, you know, on my part, I didn't look into it enough, right? But I would have thought that somebody would have made me aware of it, right? So, but DHL said, apparently, they had shipped the 4 PVC tubes together in one package. I assumed I paid for 4 separate PVC tubes that they were being shipped separately, okay? Apparently they shipped them together. I don't know how they arrived at DHL, but DHL told me on the phone what area those rods were in because they had to get repacked from how they arrived. So I didn't like how that sounded. You wouldn't think PVC you think PVC you'd be safe with PVC, right? Years ago, I ordered 16 Dobbins rods, came in one giant, you know, not giant, I don't know, 6 or 8 inch PVC tube, busted in half, believe it or not. So they managed to break a PVC tube. So you're not really safe with PVC, right? You think you would be, but you're not. Anyways, DHL told me that the package had to be repacked, and the reason I'm getting hit with duties and taxes is because the value of the package. So they shipped them all together, whether they wrapped them all up or I don't know what they did, but they're all shipped together, so the value equaled more than 800 USD. If it was $750, $799 from what they said, I wouldn't have had to pay any duties or taxes, okay? So, but between me having to pay the duties and taxes, and really what I didn't like was the package had to be repacked. That I didn't like. Because again, I felt like they already weren't on the up and up with me. Now the package had to be repacked. You know, I don't know, I just didn't have a good feeling about it. So before I denied it, I reached out to them to, I hope, if I did say their name, I'm gonna bleep it. I don't believe I said it already. Anyways, I reach out to who I ordered from, and couple emails. I'm not sure if they responded right away. I don't believe so. Maybe they did. I think maybe they did respond right away to that. And they said basically it was my job to pay those fees. I get it, but I wish I would have been aware of it, right? So, and again, that could be my part. I'm not blaming them for this, okay? So, So I told DHL, I said, well, I assumed that these would have been shipped separately. She goes, yeah, if they've been shipped separately, the amount per each tube would have been less than $800. I wouldn't even have duties and taxes. They said I could have ordered 10 rods as long as they were shipped separately and the value's under $800 per tube, no duties and taxes. So anyways, I reached out to the seller and said, hey, you know, why didn't you ship these separately? You think they would have known the amount and think they would look out for the buyer to get a repeat customer, right? I mean, I do that all the time. I sell rods all the time. And, you know, when I get a group of rods together, I kind of have in mind what I want for the rods, what I got to pay in shipping. Most of the time I figure, you know, I got to pay, you know, 60 bucks, 70 bucks shipping. A lot of the times it's like 110, 120. And I just eat the extra cost. I don't go back to one of you guys, hey, shipping costs me 60 bucks more. You want, no, I just pay it. You know, it's on me, right? I should have known before what it was going to cost. Just like you would think they would have known before what it was going to cost, okay? So this kind of went back and forth a little bit. Long story short, they said it would have cost them, which would have cost me, it would have cost 60,000 yen to ship the 4 rods separately. I think 60,000 yen, I think it's around 400 bucks, okay? So I told them, I said, well, I already paid, again, I don't know exact numbers. I already paid like mid twos, 250, 260, somewhere in that range for insurance, for shipping. I already paid like 250, 260 for shipping. If you count another 400 for taxes and duties or fees, whatever that was, I think it was taxes and duties, I'm pushing like mid 600 to 700. I said, so it would have been a few $100s cheaper to ship it separately. So they didn't really want to reply to that because I'm right. You know, it is right. If they would have shipped them separately, I would have been a few $100s cheaper and I really would have had an issue. I would have went through with it. So long story short, I denied the package. The rods went back to them. They said they would refund everything but the shipping. Okay, so I knew I was going to be out a few $100, which sucks, but I am the one that denied the package. So I get it, okay? Again, wouldn't even had to do this if I was aware of the taxes and the duties. You know, if they would have told me, if they would have shipped the rods separately, this could have been totally avoided. So, but anyways, denied it. They were sent back to them. They received the rods. They emailed me, said I paid a total of 188,131 yen. And the round trip shipping charge was 37,265 yen. So they're only going to refund me 150,866 yen. Again, I don't know the exact numbers there. My wife might put those on the screen. And it says we have completed the refund. Basically, they were done. But they didn't include that I paid an additional 19,204 yen. Okay, so I had to file a complaint through PayPal to get them to pay me back the 19,204 yen because they said round trip was 37,265. Okay, which really that's if you look the 3,600 I paid the first time plus the 19,204. If you double that, that's actually more than the round trip charge, because the round trip they have here is 37,265. So I don't know, just a lot of their numbers don't make sense. So basically they forgot about the other 19,000 yen that I paid and shorted me that. So I had to file a complaint, like I said, through PayPal to get them to pay it. They just paid that the other day. So I think in total I'm out a little over 300 bucks for shipping. I think I was out like 463 or something like that before they paid the 19,204. Now that they paid that, I think I'm out like 330, something like that. So I'm out 300 bucks and I got no ruts, right? You live and you learn, basically. But I wanted to make this video because if you're going to order multiple rods, you will run into this. Hopefully whoever you order from, you know, notifies you of that, or you do the research yourself, or you watch this video first and know that if you exceed, again, this is what DHL told me, if you exceed $800 in value USD, you're going to get hit with duties and taxes, okay? So like I said, there's ways to avoid that. Tell them to ship separately, or they should know to ship separately, or just order them here, which is what I did. So, you know, I really wanted these rods. I was aggravated with the whole situation. Fishing with Gramps. Dude brags on American Legacy Fishing, okay? And I know they're kind of known for rods and reels. So like I said, he highly recommended them. I looked on their site. They had, I think they had 4 of the rods, but one of them was out of stock. Called them up. They're getting the 4th rod in for me, so I already have all 4 ordered. So I still ordered them, and I tell you what, I felt better ordering them here than I did saving a ton of money from Japan, just because you don't know what you're going to run into. Shipping costs are outrageous. You don't get just to pick up the phone. It was nice just calling up American Legacy and talking to the dude on the phone, getting what I needed. I just had more satisfaction with that than saving a ton of money, which actually cost me money. So I mean, yeah. So I probably never order JDM rods or order from rods from Japan again, because of the headache. And again, even if you get a good deal, I'm still thinking to myself, you know, man, what if something's damaged and you got to ship it back? Are they going to blame it on you? It's kind of what I kind of got from this company. So it's like, if I would have got them and something was damaged, I don't have faith that they would have taken care of that. And if they would have, I would have had to pay all the, you know, you're just gonna basically blow all your savings in shipping. So, but just to let you guys know, I do have all 4 rods on order, and it is what it is. But a good thing came out of this, okay? Called up American Legacy, told them what rods that I needed. I did tell them who I was, and I got a discount code for you guys, okay? TJ81 over there is good for 5% off, okay? You guys ask for Tackle Warehouse codes all the time. I don't even know if those exist. I don't know anybody that has a Tackle Warehouse discount code. So American Legacy, TJ81, 5% off, okay? But there's no exclusions on that. You can use that 5% off code on anything, okay? And you can even use it on sales. So keep an eye out on the sales, or order whatever you want. TJ81, 5% off over there. So like I said, good came of this. So now you guys got a discount, and these are the dudes that I'm ordering from now on for my rods and reels. So super excited about that. So I took a loss, but in the end, I think it was a win. So win-win for everybody, right? So anyways, guys, I'll link them down below if you guys want to check them out. I don't believe they had a huge tackle selection, but they are getting more and more in. I did ask them about the new Evos, the new mini Evos. They're on order, so as soon as those are in, I'm gonna head on over there and order those for myself. If you guys want them, again, use the code. But bunch of cool stuff over there, and like I said, they'll be getting more and more tackle in. So just keep a lookout, but don't forget over there. Don't forget to go over there, use the code, save a few bucks. But anyways, yeah. So the rods are still coming. There is no longer coming from Japan. We'll do a video on them as soon as I get them, and then I plan to review each one as well. Super excited about the rods. I'll go and tell you guys which 4 I got. You guys know I'm a spinnerbait dude, so I got the blade rod. I'm a cranker, so I got the crank rod. I don't know the name of it. I think it's like Crank Ezekiel or something. I don't know what it is. It's like a 7-foot crank rod. I got the X-Bites, which is more of a bottom contact rod, you know, for your jigs and Texas rigs. And then I got the Dark Sleeper. That's the 4 that I'm starting with. Like I said, super pumped about it. And again, guys, I do want to mention this again. I know these are expensive rods. They're not for everyone. But like I said, you know, I sold gear. I don't know what that was. I sold gear to buy gear, and that's what I do with most of the purchases that I make on this channel. So anyways, guys, like I said, you know, I'm not going to say who they are because I know guys that had great luck with them. But you may even run into this with Digitaka and Japan Lure Shop. I think it was Digitaka. I think it says on there like and shipping's included. I think when I went to go through with it, I think there was another charge for like the length of the package or something like that. So not every fee or charge, duty, or whatever taxes may be known up front. So just, again, keep that in mind. So in the end, I think it's a win-win for everybody, but definitely something to be aware of. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And the more guys that I talk to, I'm not the only one that this has happened to. So anyways, guys, I mean, it's a long video. I could have just summed this up in about 2 minutes, and I drug it out, but I wanted to kind of explain it. Anyways, guys, that's that. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. Hopefully you're getting out there getting some fishing done. I've only been out a few times. I didn't record the last time I should have. Had a great time with a buddy of mine and Big Mike. We had like multiple triples, bunch of doubles. I mean, it was a fun spinnerbait day over there at the ponds. Have not had the Crestliner out yet. Unfortunately, this dang wind will just not lay down. It's blowing like 20 and 30 out there now, gusts over 40. Today I just hung the boat on the wall, made some room here in the garage. We got thunderstorms Sunday, and I think wind again Monday, I think. So I'm gonna use Sunday to spool up some reels, get some tackle together, and hopefully this wind dies down first week of April. I always try to get out early, and I always look back in the videos, and it never fails. It always seems like, you know, mid-April or so is when I get the boat out. But, you know, I fight this dang wind all day at work. You guys don't know, I wash trucks for a living, and I fight that wind all day at work, every day at work, and I don't want to fight it when I'm trying to have fun as well. So when it's windy on my day off, man, I just say heck with it, stay home and get some tackle organized or whatever, or hang boats on the wall, you know. But I'm just rambling on now, guys. Hopefully you're out there having a good time, enjoying spring, if that's what you want to call it. But it won't be long now. We'll be out on the water in the Crestliner making some cool videos for you guys. I love you. And we'll see you guys on the next one. If you guys enjoyed the video, smash the thumbs up. I'm out.